right? And then
But I do have some going in.
why are you doing that?
Oh, by the way, there's no taxes, guys. So we do Visa, MasterCard, cash.
No, actually, stop and everything. That's the license.
Yeah, you can actually check out my sound. Hot fires instead.
Not in there. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Oh, no problem. Have yourself a great day.
You too. I love it.
Maybe you can just right here.
Wow, what a great Toronto Comic Con. Sorry it took us so long to get the video up, but as I said last week, there was so much footage to go through that, you know, making these now is becoming more of a labor-intensive endeavor than it used to be. But great show. I think we all did pretty well.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
we scored.
I think Mike and Jose probably did a little bit better than me because of my obligations. But guys, thanks. We're back. We're back, and we have got some fantastic books to show to you from this year's Toronto Comic Con, the second largest event in of the year for Canada. And so, anyways, so Jose, what did you think? Did you like?
Yes, it was a very successful. We weren't there very long. We were like snipers. We got in, we did our hunting, did some reconnaissance, bought our books, took in the sights, and went home.
How about you, Mike? Were you there for one day or two?
We went down for just the one day.
Saturday, the day to be there.
Nice and early. We were there spot on when it opened, man.
Yeah.
And by the time we had grabbed all the goodies, that's when it started filling in and getting really crazy busy. We were on our way out.
While everybody else was coming in still.
Yeah, so I think what we got was all the deals, baby.
See, I don't know how you guys can just spend one day there because I need the three at least. And then at the end of the three, I still haven't had a chance.
I think for me, it's like a laser-like concentration. I'm there to score books. Everything else is a little bit like white noise. It's I don't want to say it's great distractions. It's eye candy, but I'm there to pick up some books, and that's the primary thing. Once I've done that and that objective's fulfilled, I can take in the sights, enjoy it, and then go home before I start getting too tired.
I love it too, but for me too as well, it's just like it's a time factor as well. Like we could only afford the one day. I work usually on the Saturdays and whatnot, other obligations. That's why we're a little late on putting this out.
Okay, so enough said. Hoi hoi, mateys, let's get started. Okay, so my first segment here, featuring some newer books. I don't know if we can call this a new vintage one if we're thinking that this Incredible Hulk is a vintage book. It's over 20 years old. Anyway, she's mean, she's green. What there is to note about this issue is that newsstand price variants from the 90s and 2000s do still exist. These books, of course, are much rarer than their direct market counterparts. My favorite example is this book right here, a Hulk 441 from May 1996. The direct edition comic has a Pulp Fiction homage or swipe with She-Hulk and a circular price stating $1.95 or 195 cents. The newsstand edition has the same cover and a circular price stating $1.50 or 150 cents. The newsstand edition was printed in much lesser quantity, but is still plentiful online for pickup. The best part about it is that the price of these books, you can pick them up both for about $20 max. So
nice.
Great cover. I love the, like I said, the Pulp Fiction swipe on it. Like I said, if Captain Kirk could like the green Goyles, man, same for me. She's mean, she's green. I love the second series with John Byrne. Anyway, it's a great
yeah.
cover.
And just for our viewers, do you know the difference? That represents the
Newsstand cover.
newsstand cover versus would be a Spider-Man or a whatever picture as
A
opposed.
superhero
Yeah,
head.
yeah, yeah.
Anyway, let's get to the next book. The second book here that I'm going to talk about, that's like I said, I'm calling this segment Beauty and the Beast. This one, I like to say it's the first one to burn. It's an ugly cover to display proudly. Batman Rebirth, issue number 1, the Tim Sale variant. Yes, I know that some of you viewers may actually like Tim Sale's work, so please remain seated and do not throw any things at the screen.
Them fighting words.
Now, I don't know about you guys, but for me, is it a style? Is it a lack of artistic skill? Now, you guys can yourselves be the judge, but for me personally, I feel that the way the characters are drawn is just plain and simply ugly. I personally feel that the facial expressions, hold on a second. Mother of God, what is that between Batman's legs? Oh, it's just Solomon Grundy's fist. Phew. I wonder if that blonde lady in the middle made the same mistake I made and passed out. I see that look in your eyes, Catwoman, you saucy minx, you. Enough said.
No, it's, I mean, yeah, for me, I sort of feel the same way. There's nothing really wrong with the cover for me, but it doesn't evoke any emotional response.
I picked it up because, I was picking up the number 1s from the Rebirth. I don't like the cover, but I'm willing to have it. Like I said, I'm proud to display this kind of Tim Sale ugly cover.
Anyways, nice opening volley, Jose. Very nice. Cool. Okay, so next up we got Big Mikey with actually a very nice copy of, Sandman number 2. And a nice Jack Kirby cover. Now, you said this was one of your cheapies.
This is absolutely a cheapie from the show. Absolutely, you'll
Cool.
see at the later end of the second part. Absolute. Yeah.
Kirby Classic with a K coming at you, number 2. Nice pickup.
So let's just talk bargain bin. I've seen this at BMV, which is a place where you sometimes dig out really great deals and stuff like this. But from BMV, they had a 50% off bin, so that was $10 Canadian, $7.50 US. I give that about an 8.
Yeah.
It is,
Still-
yeah, I'd say so.
Still on the round, worth about 38. So I don't know why they're dumping them. Maybe they had too many. But in this neck of the woods, I guess maybe we have too many. But whatever it is, I gotta have it.
You don't have to talk it up or sell it to me, man. 70s classic Kirby. Yep, snap them up at that price.
Oh,
Yeah,
happy.
I think I picked up this book while I was with you at the Niagara Comic Con about 2 years
Niagara.
ago.
So yeah, I know we've seen it before, but for any new viewers, there you go.
Yeah,
For me, I'd be on the
Sandman's great.
lookout for the number 1 issue.
yeah.
Which I have. We all have. I think we all
No,
have
I
that.
don't. I've yet to pick it up. I've seen it. I haven't bid on it because it's been priced a little bit too much. But it's a number 1 issue, and I'm on the hunt for it.
Great opening book, Mike. Very nice.
Nice volley.
You don't have where the
$5.
Okay, so next up we're back to Jose, and we're warping back to the 70s here for these next 2 covers. And the first one, wow, Doorway to a Nightmare. You know, Jose, I don't even know this title.
Yeah, it's a little-known title. Doorway to Nightmare was a horror mystery anthology title that was published in the late Bronze Age era. This book is from April of '78, and like most horror comics of the time, there was a traditional host for the series. The host in this case was Madame Xanadu. Yeah, but she sometimes participated in the stories as well. Now, she's a mystic and fortune teller who uses tarot cards to see or sense visions, and she can also read people's future. Madame Xanadu is an occult character and can levitate levitate objects, teleport, and ward off demons as well. Doorway to Nightmare series only lasted 5 issues before being canceled in the late 70s DC implosion. Now, what that was they tried to complete with Marvel by pumping out the number of titles to see what could stick. A lot of them were not successful. They got themselves behind the 8 ball, and they canceled a whole slew of them. Now, back to this issue, early in the character's history, she had been deeply connected to the Spectre and his host, Jim Corrigan. She's also a founding member of the Sentinels of Magic and has advised or counseled the Suicide Squad on certain affairs.
Really?
A founding member of Justice League Dark, she is also one of the core members of that squad. Now, Madame Xanadu is scheduled to appear in the upcoming Justice League Dark live-action film. In June of 2015, the film was confirmed to still be in development at Warner Brothers. The Hollywood Reporter stated that, unfortunately, Guillermo del Toro was no longer attached to the project. Then, last year, in August of 2016, it was announced that Doug Liman from the Matt Damon Bourne franchise films will be directing the film, with del Toro and Scott Rudin producing, and Michael Giglio writing the film, being titled Dark Universe. Yes. Now, of course, that has lit a fire under this title, because Madame Xanadu was going to be, the character is going to be in that movie. Now, getting back to this issue, the creative team changed with this issue. It has a script by Jerry Conway, pencils by Vincente Alcazar, and it has an amazing cover, my favorite of the series, by Mike Kaluta.
Very nice.
Great movement. You can see, though, the swirl of the demons as they're passing right through the tarot card there. Yeah, really isn't much more to say about this issue other than it's the second appearance of Madame Xanadu. Yeah, the Comic Book Realm pricing at 9.4, 9.2, 9, and 8.0 are $14, $13.50, $13.30, and $12. Okay.
So if you're going to buy this, it's not going to break the bank. Is
No,
that what
but
you're
it's
saying?
yeah, but you can expect those grades to elasticate, stretch out as the movie draws.
As the
because
movie draws, yeah.
We'll see how important her role is to that movie, but that will really expand the volume of these things. So it's a cool book to have. I have my eye out in the #1 issue. We've seen it before. I just want to pick it up at a good
Yeah.
price. So let's get to the next book there.
appeal too, eh?
Another 70s title. This is the first issue of Kong the Untamed, #1. Yeah, I wanted to showcase this book because it's not a comic book, but I don't know if you guys are aware, the comic book industry suffered a huge blow last month with the tragic passing of talented legend Bernie Wrightson.
That's too bad.
Known for co-creating The Swamp Thing with Len Wein and for his other horror comics and illustrations, which feature his trademark intricate pen and brushwork, he really did bring monsters to life.
Yeah.
He had announced his retirement in January of this year because of his battle with cancer, but he sadly passed away on March the 18th, age 68, following a long battle with brain cancer. I think J.J. Abrams, said it best. He said, "A star by which other pencilers will chart their course."
That's for sure. That's for sure.
I can say about this book, the great artists, the legends, doesn't matter whether you care or are informed about a title, a cover, the thing that really grabs you in those first few seconds when you're making a decision, really grabbed me. I have no interest in Kong the Conqueror, but it's such a great Bernie Wrightson cover. This is from July of 1974, and what can I say? It represents the true skill of a legend, of a man that will go down as one of the big pencilers of the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
It really is a fantastic cover and such an amazing artist. So sorry to
and
hear
I
of his
should get-
passing.
Yes, and I should say that about these books, that book was picked up from one of our locals from Gotham Central for $15. The Doorway to Nightmare was also 15, but I picked it up for 10, and that was from Hagenland.
And it's actually not a bad grade. I'm seeing a bit of spine wear on the I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell in
I
this
think
light.
they're both pretty high grades. I think they're both around eights,
Yeah.
eights VF books. They're good quality books, not the highest grades,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
definitely more than Reader. Not bad quality wise. And like I said, for 10 to $15, you should be able to grab both these books.
Fantastic book, Jose. Thanks for bringing it in.
Hoi hoi. Okay, now for one of our Polly's Books to celebrate the new release of the DVD on Blu-ray for Rogue One. Here we have Star Wars number 9. Love this cover. I particularly love that evil-looking green Easter rabbit-looking dude on the corner there. What great cover, Polly.
That's right. Actually, Rogue One just came out on Blu-ray and DVD last week, which was pretty cool. But yeah, and everybody likes to cut up that green rabbit dude that showed up in a couple of the Star Wars Star Wars issues back then in the 70s.
Yeah, what were they thinking, man? He just looked like a demonic Easter egg kind of bunny rabbit kind of dude, man.
I think he's cool.
He's the comic equivalent of Jar Jar Binks, face it.
Anyways, this is the very first pickup I did of the weekend. Not terribly expensive. Got in the cheapie bin. It's not a bad grade, a high mid to higher grade, a copy of Star Wars number 9.
Yeah, nice black cover, so yeah, you can easily tell any kind of wear on it.
And as you know, I've mentioned this before, I'm working on the entire Star Wars series, Volume 1. I've got almost all of them. I think I'm probably only missing about 10 issues to complete the run. And this was one of the ones that I was missing.
Oh, so you added to it. Okay, cool. Very good pickup. Probably for very few bucks.
Yeah, from March of 1978. It's kind of a nice Gil Kane cover there.
Yeah, I love Gil Kane. He's a great artist.
And yeah, like I said, I only paid $10 for it. Just for those who are interested in the pricing, I'm just going to run it down quickly. According to the Comic Book Realm, a 9, 4, 9, 8, and 6. I'll just give you those grades. You're looking at $20, $19, $17, and like I said, in a mid-grade like a 6, you can pick it up to like $6 to $8. So not going to cost you a whole lot of money. So I've said it once, I've said it before, with the exception of a couple of issues. If you want to collect the original Star Wars Volume 1 run, it's not going to really cost you that much. At least I don't think it will. So, and if you're a Star Wars fan, you know you want to do it. So I'm a Star Wars fan.
Nice pickup.
Got a good deal on that.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it. This is like an acid flashback for me. Oh, jeez. $35 paid for a Fine Plus book. Oh, I know this book very well. We featured it on over one of our best viewed episodes, the CGC Disappointment issue. Of course, you don't need for me to tell you guys that this is Strange Tales 151, first Marvel work by one of my favorites, Jimmy Steranko. Very nice pickup, Oog.
Not a bad looking copy.
Fine Plus, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, it's a full grade and a half higher than my freaking CGC 5 copy that I paid, what, over $100 for? Damn it.
Sniper's weight, my friend. So that works out to $26.25 US.
So that way, what did you pay for it?
$26.25 US.
I paid more than that for slabbing my
Or $35 Canadian.
No,
So
but I got knocked off because I bundled.
nice.
Yeah, you
So,
bundled this
yeah.
from Comic Book Addiction, yeah.
Yeah, I did. I bought about a few books off of him.
You
I
also
about
bought
3
it.
or 4.
I know the other book you bought. I also have. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
So,
Amazing Spider-Man.
Amazing
You probably
Spider-Man,
showcasing.
so it was about 2 or 3 I put in. And I said, okay, I need that much off of that. So if you round it all up, got a great deal. So yeah, that's a little patience, and you know, I'm sorry to hurt your feelings and all.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me about this
little
horrible nightmare that I
horrible
had to
nightmare.
keep reliving over and over again.
I think you were trying to sell me on a different one so that we didn't have to relive this tale, but you know.
Hey, you know what? It's a great book to pick up. I mean, Jimmy
It is a strange
Steranko is
tale.
one of my favorite artists.
Same here.
It just hurts every time I see it, man, because it reminds me of how I got done in on that book.
Yeah,
Same
just
here.
and
So
ju-
at that price, I said.
Yeah,
you
no
know,
brainer on that one, man. You really scored. That's a good price to pay for a Fine Plus
I
book.
think you paid less. You paid less than me too, and I paid less than you.
Yeah, we were both big P books, so we
Yeah.
paid up for that bad boy. And on top of the CGC, oh, it hurts, man. It just hurts.
Yeah, and just to reiterate, just so everybody knows, because I don't know if we mentioned at the beginning, Strange Tales number 151 is the first Steranko artwork on the cover. Is that correct?
Correct.
Well, yeah, he's doing, I think, inks for the great Jack Kirby. What's also important about this book for me is it came out the year and date of my. This is from December 1966.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So yeah,
Anyway.
a special meaning for me, and I'm glad to see it, and I'm glad to now that we all have this book. But let's say we just never showcase this book again, okay?
Mike scores big.
But I got the best price.
Unless one of us gets like a high grade, like a 9.0, then we're definitely
we have to show it again.
We're going to showcase this book again. Okay, so the next two books we're going to show, one is mine, one is Jose's. they have kind of I guess they're related in a fashion. So we're showing them together. I'm gonna let Jose do most of the talking here because I think he's a bit better than me. So
Tie it all in.
yeah, and the first book we're showing is Jose's pick. This is one of your early pickups,
Yeah,
right?
it is. It's another $5 book from a Big B there from the con. It's Tales of the New Teen Titans issue number 1, Origin of Cyborg, first issue of the 4-issue limited series. Now, this issue holds a more detailed version of the Cyborg origin that was briefly featured in New Teen Titans issue number 7. Now, this key issue explains Victor Stone's youth more and the experiences his father Silas Stone and mother did on him as a child, all the experiments they did on him. Tales of the New Teen Titans issue 1 also has leads up to the incident that killed his mother and made him lose the limbs that would later be replaced by his father, ultimately sending him down the path to becoming the superhero Cyborg. The title was a limited 4-issue series that deals with detailed origins of the 4 New Teen Titan members, Cyborg, Raven, Changeling or Beast Boy, and my favorite, Starfire. Now, I've mentioned this before, origin issues are always good to get. I've seen the new Justice League teaser trailer. He's featured prominently in it. He looks badass, so an origin story for him is going to be a good one to have as far as from investment potential, strategically investing in it. On the comic book realm, again, we have some pretty close together, stuck together prices on the 9.4, 9.2, 9, and 8.0 grades for this book. 15, 14.50, 14.25, and 12.75. The grade splits on this book. Again, when the Justice League movie drops and you feature him prominently, Cyborg will get a pop. People will migrate to having the origin issue if they can't pay up the first appearance fee for DC Presents 26, which was already a big book.
Certainly a tight spread on those prices.
Tight spreads, which will elasticate big time when the movie drops. That's why strategically investing in a book like this, that, like I said, I paid up half, $10. This was from their half price off bins from the Big B. Excellent bin to pick up. So let's go to the next book. The next book is Paul's book. I also picked up this book. This
Yeah,
is
we each, that was hilarious because I didn't know you had picked it up. I didn't know.
Yeah, I picked up mine from Big B again. This is their $5 bins. This is Machine Man number 1 from the first series, April '78. Character created by the legend Jack Kirby. First appeared in 2001 as Space Odyssey issue number 8, The Capture of X-51. Now, although he was known as Mr. Machine until this very issue right here, the name change was due to licensing issues with a toy at the time that also was named Mr. Machine. Midway into this title, the writing and art chores fell to Tom DeFalco and veteran artist and Spider-Man co-creator Steve Ditko. There was a later series by Barry Windsor-Smith that was really widely acclaimed and had fantastic art. Kirby, of course, wrote and drew the first 9 issues of this series. X-51 spent the most part of its first years pursued by the government after the death of his creator, and it features his first interactions with mankind. The book was canceled at the end of '78, with X-51 finally standing up to the military. Now, in his early career, he also fought a number of supervillains such as Baron Brimstone and Jack-O-Lantern, and he had several encounters with various superheroes like the Fantastic Four and the Hulk. Now, this Bronze Age character was never really that popular, but he did have a very much a cult following. Now, since most Bronze Age key issues are becoming increasingly hard to find reasonably priced, quite a few collectors or comic investors are buying up this issue at CGC 9.8. Raw copies in the VF Near Mint, which I think both of ours are, the 9.0, are bringing in between $25 and $30 US. So at a $5 Canadian, no-brainer.
That's for sure.
Prices for CGC 9.8s online are dropping for around 90 US, okay? So I think the connecting thing here with Cyborg Machine Man is all the interest in pop culture with synthetic humans, cyborgs, androids. You have the hit HBO cable series Westworld with a star-studded cast, and you also you have the Sci-Fi Network show Humans, exploring the themes of artificial intelligence and robotics and their social, cultural, and psychological impact on society. Of course, the purchase price for these books seem like no-brainers, especially for only a $5. Now, I should mention a 2015 independent sci-fi psychological thriller that I highly recommend is Ex Machina, and that it deals with a programmer who was invited to this isolated and luxurious home of his CEO to administer the Turing test to an intelligent humanoid robot played by the lovely and talented Academy Award-winning actress Alicia Vikander. Of course, last week we had dropping in a multiplex near you, Ghost in the Shell, the live-action American adaptation adaptation starring Scarlett Johansson. It's an adaptation of the classic 1995 Japanese anime film directed by Mamoru Oshii that is one of my favorite, if not my favorite, anime films of all time. It's considered one of the greatest anime films, and I've heard that the box office the returns were disappointing, and we had some executive at DC Warner complaining about, you know, people bad-mouthing the film because accusing it of whitewashing, casting Scarlett in the Asian role, which should have been played probably by an an Asian actress. In any case, last but not least, we should mention, of course, Blade Runner 2049, sequel to the 1982 neo-noir Ridley Scott classic.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's being directed by Canadian Denis Villeneuve of Arrival fame. Yeah, it's my favorite sci-fi film. It introduced the more human than human concept from the Nexus 6 replicants created by the Tyrell Corp. Yeah, that film is dropping in October of 6th of 2017. So later this year. Great books to pick up, $5 and $10. These are books you should be on the lookout for because they will pop.
Great. And I just want to mention one more thing because Jose did bring up Ex Machina. When I saw that movie last year, I was completely blown away. And as Jose said, Alicia Vikander does play Ava, who is a cyborg in the film. And for a small independent production, never mind. Forget the fact it was a small independent production. I just thought it was an absolutely phenomenal movie.
When you have a great story, man, you don't need a lot of special effects.
Yeah.
You just tell that tale and it engrosses you. Yeah, you really get sucked into that movie. I loved it too.
Absolutely.
So those are our next two books, one by Jose and one by moi. And next up, we got Big Mike with a really nice copy of X-Men number 89.
Yeah, it was between this and 83 in the 50% bin.
At Big B, yeah.
At Big B, and the thing was that the number 83, both reprints, but 83 was 2 points grades lower.
Oh, so you went
Also
for
the same price. So I'm saying I know Spider-Man was on the first one, and then there was this, and I said, well, you know what? I think I'll jump on the higher grade one
sure.
and take it home and see what the price difference is. You know what the price difference between this and an 83 should be? Absolutely nothing, because they are both reprints. Fine enough. So here we go. I grabbed this for
$40.
no, I grabbed this for, well, in US dollars, $40 Canadian, $30 US.
Yeah.
The Realm has it at 133. More realistically, it should be about 80. Because
So just to clarify, 133 in what grade?
This is high grade. This is like 9.
Yeah.
I would probably agree with that.
It's a 9. Even you knock a half off of that.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a 9. It's a 9 all day. Yeah, the registry's off a little bit, but that's pretty much the only flaw. It's a very white book. Spine is great. Everything's nice about it. To me, it looked like the better deal. The other one was literally 2 grades off of that.
Yeah.
Like, it literally looked like a 7. Like,
Okay,
it
so you
looked
went
like
for
a
the
7.
higher
So I
grade,
went
yeah.
for the higher grade, and I was happy I did that. And I was saying the Realm has this price at 133. I don't really agree with that. If you go
133.
online,
133 in what grade?
at a 9.
At a 9? Okay.
Yeah.
And that's 133 US, so that's, something north of 150 Canadian
Yeah,
for
and I
this
just
book.
don't
Yeah.
believe that, because if you go on eBay for a 9, you see them all around about the $80 range.
Yeah, I think
so I
they're
got a great
over,
deal.
Yeah.
I paid less than half.
Well, you paid $40 Canadian for it. You can't go wrong.
$30 US.
It's a half price bin, and I got a little more than half. I'm happy with that. All day long.
Very nice book, Mike. Fantastic pickup.
And it's, filling in the run.
Jose,
filling
do
in the run.
you have this one, Jose?
No, I'm very derelict on picking
Your
up
X-Men is lacking. You got a great collection, but you're short on your X-Men.
The thing is, my strategy is to keep as many fingers and delicious pies as I can and not suffer, so I can't really concentrate on any one kind of thing. So, I mean, I'm buying here, there, and everywhere. They just haven't come up to the grade that I would want to expect from when I'm paying for them. So
Fair enough, yeah.
And just for your viewers, if you want to know, that's Ed Harrington, Frank Giancona, and Gaspar Saladino. So some big artists.
Saladino?
That's the one I always get wrong. Saladino cover art, 1974.
And it is a cool looking cover. Thanks for bringing it in, Mike.
Yours is
Okay, because we picked up a fair amount of books at this year's Toronto Comic Con, we're going to be splitting this episode into two parts. So this will be the last two books for Jose this evening, and he's going to be showing. You're going to be ending with two Wonder Woman books. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm beating that drum until, I guess somebody hears me on this. I've been on a kind of a roll the last few episodes speaking about Wonder Woman. Strategic investment, I call it. Now, this first title is from the first series, now issue number 167 from January of 67. Great cover, pencils by Ross Andrew, inks by Mike Esposito. The Secret of Taboo Mountain, a script by Robert Kanigher, in which Wonder Woman answers the request of Diana Prince, the woman from whom she took her secret identity to rescue her fiancé Bill, who has fallen prey to an isolated Inca-like tribe atop Taboo Mountain. This has a backup story, The Strange Power of the Magic Lasso, a story in which Steve Trevor gains control of Wonder Woman through the magic lasso and tries to force her to marry him, but a lot of emergencies get in the way. Now, this book title is emblematic of the state of Wonder Woman at that time, late 60s. The stories were a little stale, tired, which is why in less than 2 calendar years, in issue 178, the powers that be at DC would go in a direction with a new Wonder Woman by getting Denny O'Neil and Mike Sikowski to breathe new life into it. So, having said that, yes, but it's a good cover, okay, and the first series are particularly scarce. I would argue that if you can find them in grades above a fine, above a 6.0, to pick them up anyway.
Just runs. Doesn't have to be
just a run book that has a nice cover. Comic Book Addiction, I paid $40 Canadian, $30 US. Comic Book Realm and the 9.2, 9, 8, and 6.0 splits for this title are 160, 156.75, 140.25 and 49.50. So $50 US, paid $40 Canadian, $30 US. Can't complain. Let's get to the next book.
Wait, I do want to say, I think we didn't even comment on the grade. That is a really nice high grade.
It's fine, right on it.
Yeah.
You have to agree with that.
I would agree, maybe a little bit more, maybe it's a 6.5. So let's get to the next one. This is from the second series of Wonder Woman Volume 2, issue number 9. What is to say about this issue? I would say that every great hero has to have a great villain. Batman has the Joker, the Flash had the Reverse Flash, Green Lantern had Sinestro, Aquaman, Black Manta, etc., etc. You get the idea?
Yeah.
Due to their popularity, many of the comics containing their first appearance are quite valuable. Duh. So it makes sense to me to see if there is any undervalued villains who are the nemesis of one of the great superheroes who is about to get their own woman. Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman, yes. Now, Cheetah is probably the most well-known nemesis for Wonder Woman. Indeed, the first appearance of this character in the Golden and Silver Ages are already very, very expensive books in all grades. However, are we barking up the wrong tree here? Now, out of the 5 people who use the name of Cheetah, the most famous is probably the third character, Barbara Ann Minerva. Now, I'm not making an assumption here. Simply go to Wikipedia or any other source you want and see the amount of information there is on Barbara Ann relative to the other Cheetahs. There is just so much history between her and Wonder Woman relative to the rest. In addition, the New 52 series uses Cheetah, the Barbara Ann Minerva version, rather than her predecessors. So, what does that tell you?
Rebirth as well, right?
Yeah. If a Wonder Woman movie down the road comes down the pike that has the Cheetah, which version do you think is going to be? It's the Barbara Ann version, period. Okay. Now, many of you might already get this and agree that Barbara Ann Minerva is probably the best Cheetah. So, is her first appearance hot then? In demand? Surprisingly? No. No way, Jose. Now, this is where opportunity lies. Wonder Woman, Volume 2, Issue 9, first appearance of Barbara Ann Minerva as Cheetah, can still be found in $5 and $10 bargain bins, and you should grab them while they're still there. Now, if you go to any wiki and look for Barbara Ann Minerva first appearance, they will tell you that it is in Wonder Woman Volume 2, issue number 7. Now, it's not wrong, but this is not the issue where she transforms into the cheetah. This is an issue number 9 right here. Remember, cheetah is what makes Barbara Ann Minerva interesting and not the other way around.
That's right.
If there is no cheetah, will you care for Barbara Ann Minerva and her appearance in issue number 7?
No.
No. By now, I hope I've convinced you just how important this issue is to the story of Wonder Woman and why it deserves better market recognition. Sometimes it's just plain laziness on the part of comic book investors that makes such a situation possibly for me to take advantage of. Nobody, it seems, will analyze who is the most popular cheetah and where and what issue the transformation takes place. Most just read what is on Wiki and off they go. Now, investing in Barbara Ann Minerva as cheetah is about as no-brainer as it gets in this market, okay? She is the nemesis of Wonder Woman. It's front and center on the cover by the legend George Perez. And best of all, it's cheap. Don't wait until everyone starts noticing before taking action. $25 Canadian was the price. I got 20% off. I paid 20 Canadian, 15 US. Right now they're dropping for, around $10 to $20 US online. Great pickup. Try to get it in a 9.0 or better.
So you could pay $25 and possibly in like 2 or 3 years get like a 4 or 5 bagger on this one.
Oh, definitely.
That's totally huge.
That is some great information there, Jose.
Because it's also key to the new Rebirth series as well, obviously.
Yeah.
Get it while you can.
Anyways, fantastic books, Jose. Thanks for bringing them in.
Hoi hoi.
Okay, so Mike is going to bring it home tonight. He's going to be showing the last book
Of part one of Toronto Comic Con, Part 1, 2017. And I guess this book needs no introduction, eh?
Whoa, what a book it is, too. It's interesting, the connections here. This is Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 59 from April of 1968. And it features the first time that our lovely heroine, Mary Jane Watson, would appear on the Amazing Spider-Man run on the cover. Great book. You got to bundle this from Comic Book Addiction. It's interesting because my submissions of this one with the Strange Tales 151 were in the same batch. I got mine back. Mine was a 6.5 on this one, and yours looks just as good as mine, if maybe not a little better. Way to pick it up, Mike. You got a bundle on this. Good score.
Are you copying Jose there, Mike?
Well, I mean, I'm seeing the same books, and I collect Spider-Man as well.
Yeah.
And the thing is, my buddy's right beside me. The wealth of knowledge, the bank of knowledge, Jose is right beside me.
Jose, the bank of knowledge.
So I'm saying, is this a good price? And he's like, try to knock it off. So I bundled it with the other ones. So I would say that I got down to $60 Canadian.
Yeah, that's a good price. At 6.0,
killer.
At 6.0, roughly, they're going for about $1.25 US. Yeah. So
I mean, you look at it, you could even chop it equally. All the 3 books or 4 books that I bought from that one vendor, equally, it all came out to a great deal. And part of it is having your friends there who who know, like, hey, I paid this, I paid that, and so it was great fun. And
yeah, I picked this book up recently within the last 6 months from our local retro, right? And he gave me a sweet deal. I mean, I paid $40 Canadian for mine, 30 US. So
but you were also going by guide and saying,
exactly.
Don't pay that price, pay a little less.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm kind of sticking on this.
Yeah.
What can you do? What can you do? And sure enough, he did. He helped. So,
it's a great book to have. I mean, she's never looked better dancing the night away at this club that is the front of the Kingpin, who's known as the brainwasher in this issue. Yeah, so this is another early Kingpin appearance, too. I mean, remember, his first appearance is in issue 50. I bought his second appearance in 51, which is a good investment book. But this is definitely, from that run, a good book to have. Key book, again, first Mary Jane Watson on the cover. Great. She's never looked better. John Romita drew her so lovely. I mean, for me, the favorite artist for that run is the Romita run.
For sure.
And he just drew the characters so well. I mean, great cover to have.
And I've also got that number, very cool number 60 that I got off of Hagenland. a year earlier.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
kind of it's part of the tick tick tick.
Yeah, you're ticking off the
Calendar
way.
run,
Yeah,
man.
that's a
Even
great
though
way to
that's a
do
bigger
it.
book, right?
That is a
But
big book, but it's a nice book to have,
Yeah.
especially in your condition. It says 5+. I would agree with that all day long. Mine's a
I
6.5
would, too. I
also.
looked at it. Yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
it's a good book to have, and you definitely got a good deal on
I
it.
gotta be honest, guys. I'm a bit jealous. Both Jose and Mike now have Amazing Spider-Man number 59, and I don't have a copy. So I don't know, man. I don't know. You guys are both pissing me off.
That's the way to do it.
You will retaliate eventually. I know you will.
Anyway, so that's where we're gonna end it for the night. We got plenty more books to show you from Toronto Comic Con 2017. So we're gonna continue next week. But for the time being, I hope you've liked what you've seen so far. If you do, leave a comment because we love reading them. And we will see you for part 2.
See you in part 2. Hoi hoi.
Special guest Mike. Yes, yes.